Dorina with jspace.com, your source for everything Jewish. Rosh Hashana starts really early this year. It's September 4th, but don't panic. JSpace is here to help. Today I'll be showing you how to make a whole wheat challah. It's round specially for Rosh Hashana. I always make a 5-pound batch. The rabbi's wife told me that the bracha, the prayer that you make over the challah, only works if you make a 5-pound batch. I'm very superstitious, so I always make 5 pounds. It is also considered a mitzvah to be able to give away the challah that you make. If you want to bake a smaller batch of challah, you can find my recipe on jspacefood.com. Let's get started. First, we're going to activate the yeast. You're going to take 1 cup of hot tap water and mix it with 3 tablespoons of sugar. Then you're going to sprinkle 4 tablespoons of yeast on top. We're going to set the yeast aside from 5 to 10 minutes. You'll know when it's ready when you see bubbles. Bubbles are good. While your yeast is activating, we're going to mix the dry ingredients together. You're going to need 5 pounds of flour, 1.5 cups of sugar, 5 1/4 teaspoons of kosher salt. This recipe is delicious with any flour you use. I personally use whole wheat. It's not only healthy, but it is also delicious. When your yeast is ready, we're going to mix in your wet ingredients. The yeast, 1 cup of olive oil, 3 eggs, and 3 more cups of hot tap water. Now comes the fun part. We're going to knead the dough from 10 to 15 minutes. You can do this using a mixer. I'm old school, I do it with my hands. I truly believe challah is a magical bread. If you knead it by hand, your prayers will come true. There's an old wives' tale that if you make a challah close to your delivery date, you're supposed to have a fast and easy delivery. I'm living proof. I made a challah a week before I delivered, and it was as easy as you can ever hope for. My daughter will soon be 1. I'm really excited for her to sample her first Rosh Hashana challah. After kneading the dough, we're going to place it back in the bowl and let it rise for 1 hour until it doubles in size. After the dough has risen, it's time for the mitzvah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lechafrish achala. By taking a piece of this challah, you are giving something up. This symbolizes the offerings that were made to the priests many years ago.
Wrap this piece of dough in foil and throw it in the oven. Now we're going to turn the dough onto the counter and divide into 4 loaves. Set 3 aside and work with the first one. Traditionally, challah is braided into a loaf shape. Since it is Rosh Hashana, we make it a little more fancy and we braid it into a round shape. This symbolizes continuity for the new year. Divide this piece into 4 ropes. When you have the 4 ropes, now I like to add the raisins. This way each rope has the same amount of raisins. Now I like to pinch the raisins inside. Now arrange the ropes into a tic-tac-toe pattern. Make sure that they under and overlap. Now what we're going to do is we're going to braid it in a clockwise manner. Once you get to this point, you're going to go counterclockwise. And then repeat again. Once you get to the ends, you can just tuck them on top. Don't worry, this will not make it ugly. We're going to just flip it over and you get a beautiful challah on the other side. Braid the rest of your dough and let it rise for another hour. Now it's time to brush the challahs with the egg wash. I add honey to mine, this way it adds a little sweetness to your year. Bake your challahs at 375 degrees for 25 to 35 minutes or until a golden brown crust. Plus your house will smell amazing. Look at these beautiful challahs. For Rosh Hashana, I'm also making a brisket, Moroccan fish, and a honey cake. For all of these recipes, visit jspacefood.com. Like us on Facebook and log into the Jewish world at jspace.com. Chag Sameach!
Chag Sameach!
jspace.com, your source for everything Jewish.